Mocking Dirk here. Just want to let you guys know this is an old episode that we had re-edited and put back out.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, cabling. Cabling. Say something, cabling. Testing.
I gotta take the test real quick.
Hello, happy Thursday, July 9th, 2020.
2020.
I am the Mocking Dirk, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Haven and the ever-stressful Mocking Kelb, and welcome to the Birdnest podcast. Episode number 2. Don't know what we're going to call it yet, but we might be shirtless.
I was thinking shirtless too.
Yeah.
This is the 3 shirtless dudes.
You know what? I got a good name. The Powerless Podcast.
The Powerless Podcast. So, like any Floridian, we record our podcast in a shed. But it's not a shed like your shed. It's a manly shed. A man cave that's a shed. It has power, but unfortunately our GFI went out and we have no power. So we're running extension cords to our neighbor's house and powering our podcast, bare minimum. Just have the computer plugged in, a fan in the corner, and some lights. No AC in the July heat. Any thoughts? Was this a good idea or bad?
Well, I mean, my thoughts are that you forgot about the humidity.
I guess we just gotta get the stuff done.
Yeah.
Gotta get on that grind, gotta get that bread.
No time to fool around today, so some quick housekeeping
money.
notes. Please like, comment, share. Best way to spread us is through word of mouth. Let our conversations be heard by all. Follow us on, I believe, Instagram and Facebook. Both should be the official Birdnest. If you want to join the conversations, have us maybe answer questions, send us an email at theofficialbirdnest@gmail.com or message us on our social media platforms and in the comments. Anything else to add to the housekeeping notes?
I do not believe so.
I think that is it. All right.
You killed it.
Mr. K, take it away with our first topic of the day.
So, when I was trying to think of the first topic, one thing only came to my mind. Food. In particular,
Fat fuck.
American food. What is American food? What do you consider American food? Well, when I think America, I think ale house. When I think ale house, I think of Zinger Mountain Melts. That, to me, is the most American food I've ever ate in my life. Is the Zinger Mountain Melt. I will pass this on over to my co-host. What do you think? What is your consideration of American food?
My consideration of American food is actually that American food is just kind of a take what you're trying to cook, look at where the food came from, and see if you can take someone else's style of cooking and do it that way.
Okay.
See?
We're a nation of many people, of many color and races. What do you consider American food? Like, it's just a mixture of a whole bunch of things, or did we make our own food? What do you think?
I like how you're not telling, you're not asking me, you're just spouting in the air. So, I like how he didn't get to let you answer what's your favorite American food is.
I know, right? It was great.
I haven't got to that yet.
Yeah,
you did! You said what yours was, you dumb shit.
I wanted to get it out.
Damn it, I cursed first.
Alright, put $1 in the
So what is your
$1 in the jar.
What is your favorite American food?
My favorite American food is a hamburger.
Wow. I thought you were gonna say chicken tenders.
Oh, chicken's great, but if I'm thinking of when I think American and I think favorite American food, I'm going to hamburger. I don't eat them often. That's because I'm a little bit picky with my hamburgers, but hamburgers are great.
Horseradish.
Yeah. So what are you? Well done, medium rare, medium well.
Medium well, sometimes just medium.
Well.
That's the way to go. Medium well.
For any type of beef, you want the medium well. Like when you go into steak, and that's when you go to medium.
Well, I mean,
medium rare
when you're
but
eating it from a place, if you're cooking it yourself, you can do medium.
I don't like it for burgers, for meat, like for beef. But you know what is
I
great?
kind of want to try a medium burger. But go
You've
ahead.
had medium burger, I'm sure. Anyway, so what do I consider American food?
Yes, sir.
American food, like you were kind of spouting, we're a country based off of immigrants. We adapt to us. So American food is really anything made in America, in my opinion. Even like there's German American food, there's Mexican American food, but it's like it's the American version of all food. And I'm going to say my favorite American food, and this might be a little, what do you call it? Racial appropriation. Tacos. American hard tacos. Tacos. Go away.
There's a dog. Oh no.
3, 2, 1, and we're back. The dog just ran in and knocked everything over. So fun times. Kelby once again. First time you spill beer on yourself, run around butt ass naked. This time the power's out and you let the dog attack the fucking computer. Nice fucking going.
2 episodes in, we have broken so many things.
Alright. Anyways, tacos. American street tacos, they're the best. They're American. It's not Mexican. Sorry. That's the best food. And we're going to cut into immediately our 15 minutes of a lot of bullshit time. Kelby, put down the phone, please.
Oh, I got my notes.
Alright. And let's get going. What do we want to talk about today, gentlemen? It's a fairly interesting day. A lot of news.
Yeah. Mike Perry punching people. United States is considering banning TikTok.
Chinese surveillance system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. That was funny. Yeah, I saw the thing where it's like they're thinking about shutting down the TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. There's a couple other things they're considering shutting down too. That's Chinese based, but TikTok's gonna be the most well known, I guess, of the apps, and that's why they're putting that ahead on all the headlines.
Yeah, considering it's been shut down and banned in other countries already.
Well,
Really?
I think from what I hear, the reason why the biggest it started with as a military thing. Why they started shutting them down because soldiers were having TikTok downloaded and then the location sharing, and basically they were coming up like on stuff where the military base they didn't know there were military bases
Yeah.
because of location sharing and all that stuff. But yeah, with the Mike Perry thing, so UFC did come out and say, what was the headline I saw on ESPN? Mike Perry will seek professional treatment after incident in which he struck 3 people and used racial epithets. Yeah, he definitely, had dropped the N-bomb. But I watched the video. N-bomb. That's what I'm going to call it.
Gave him the hard R.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
I don't think he did.
I'm pretty sure I heard it.
But it doesn't really matter. But he was, what do you call it? He was leaving, but he didn't want to leave without, because that's the biggest thing when you get in a confrontation kind of like that. We don't know what happened, but shit went down. And then he didn't want to leave and have him call the cops and not be able to say his side of the story.
Yep.
So he was just saying,
understandable.
he kind of wanted to stay, and then the fucking fat old dude kind of rushed him from what I saw. Yeah, Mike Perry was talking shit, but, I mean, he's a fucking UFC fighter. He's not going to take shit from some fat old motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he definitely probably shouldn't have just, laid him out. Old man definitely should not have ran at him.
I just feel bad. So, I was saying this to you earlier. With the chick. This might sound a little sexist. Ladies. I don't think any ladies are going to be really listening to this podcast, but still, ladies. If a guy's in an argument with another dude and it's hostile, like they're yelling, fists are clenched, just going to fight, don't step in the fucking middle of it and especially if you're taking a side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, If I have beef with a dude, I don't want his girlfriend getting in my face. It's not like...
You're not helping the situation.
Yeah, it's not helping the situation because you're getting more pissed, but you also can't hit her. You don't hit women. So it's like, get the fuck out of here. And then you, like, if you were trying to diffuse it all, you're not going to stand for someone just yelling in your face. You're going to tell her to get the fuck out of there, and then the guy's like, hey, you can't talk to my girl that way. What do you think? You've been in this situation many times, Mr. K. Did you just go around picking fights?
You just need to leave.
Just need to leave?
Yeah.
In the back of the cop car?
Yeah. Fuck that. Oh, yeah, no. Mike Perry should have fucking hit him with 3 more punches afterwards. And on the ground, curbing him in the fucking face.
That's a little extreme. Maybe you need to seek professional help.
We all do.
The guy deserves it.
The guy does deserve it. I'm not gonna
The guy's out of fucking place.
But I do want to know.
Right, he might not deserve all I would have said, but the guy deserved a good punch.
Door locked? Alright. Kahlua, fuck off! We have a dog. And it's a piece of shit. It's a loving dog. It's a beautiful dog, but I just destroyed half the laptop.
Yeah, I did.
With my Lenovo ThinkPad 07 version.
Greatest laptop in
Greatest.
existence.
Dude, like, you saw that hit it took, man. It's a tough motherfucker, isn't it?
Yeah, they are.
My fucking Asus didn't last like that.
Now we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah,
The 15th Century Encyclopedia the other day sold for $9 million. Imagine getting that fucking lucky with an encyclopedia.
That was 15th century, so what?
Not $5 million, my bad, $9 million. It sold for an auction for $9
Oh
million.
man, $4 extra million, that's
But
even more ridiculous. I don't see how, I mean, I guess that is an important piece of history there, but it's kind of hard to say that's worth $9 million.
yeah.
Listen, when you've got a bunch of historian antique collectors, they have absorbent amounts of money to blow, and they'll just sit there and keep raising it until
Some of those
everyone else
Chinese
backs
people have
off.
a lot of money.
They just like their history porn. Ugh.
If I had that absorbent amount of money, I would just bid until everyone else backs off.
Ugh.
I'm thinking maybe a few thousand, not 9 million. $1 a year.
So, how was everyone's day today? Because, I mean, we're all running weird. Haven, you're like what? 48 hours, no
48
sleep.
hours of no sleep. Let's go.
I've been having a weird week.
Yeah, you've been out of it. How are the springs? Did you
I
go?
didn't even go.
You motherfucker.
Came home. Talked to Mama for the longest time.
I don't believe you.
Not bad, serious. You go talk
You
to
can,
Mama.
yeah, I know, but you can walk and talk with her. You can lead her around.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yes.
That was
you
one of
can.
those conversations today.
It was one of those conversations.
Yeah.
So, how
Those
many pencils
conversations
do you
that
got
took
up, Dick?
Not that many.
Not that many. Just one mechanical.
We didn't have that conversation yet.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have that
It
conversation.
was a different conversation.
What is this conversation?
Kelby got Austin pregnant.
Why am I not surprised? Answer me. Why am I not surprised?
Austin is Mr. K's gay lover. He'll be on the podcast soon.
Yeah.
He's not even like. He's like, I can run with this.
Yeah.
This would be fun for the show. I have a
Like-
gay lover now.
Like, Austin. I mean, he just treats me right. Let me tell you about Austin.
Please.
Please tell us about Austin.
Tell you about Austin?
Yeah.
Austin had my heart the first day I saw him.
Which was
9th grade, high school.
okay.
We're going to 6th period. I'm walking by, going to I think it was Mr. Ash's class. I think it was going to Mr. Ash's class, upstairs, renegade. This beautiful man, full head of hair, walking by. Name Austin. I knew he was the one. I didn't really ever talk to him in high school. I was kind of scared. Didn't know what to say. He gave me those butterflies in my stomach. Like, I just don't know what to say to him. teardrops in my eyes. He sparkled when he walked by.
Please continue.
He had these shoes that squeaked on the ground. That squeak, squeak, squeak. It was the cutest fucking thing.
Oh my
He always kept it up well. But he always went after girls.
Especially the emos.
Emos. Younger girls, too. Dude, it was like 6th graders. I don't know what it was about him. He picked a 6th grade female over me.
Like, God, oh God.
That got out of hand.
You're fucking jerking a limp cock in front of your frog stepson Eduardo? Like, that's too much.
Maybe we need to call Child Protective Services.
I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't even feel comfortable transitioning after that. I want to just, like, bury this. Like, try to reset the video. Like,
Just cut it. Start the bullshit time now. We'll cut that out. We'll
no,
start
I
the
don't
bullshit
think
time.
I don't think we can. I don't want to do that. I want to be authentic.
Oh,
But goddamn, Kelby, you had to take it fucking the gayest way fucking possible, and now you're back on your phone. You're like, okay, I'm done fucking
Well,
rambling.
my dad's like, where's the pizza? I'm like, the pizza's already came. They don't knock anymore. They're doing no contactless knocking. Like, no contactless thing.
Yeah.
Like, just go grab the pizza. He hasn't comprehended it yet. Like, they don't just, like, go to the door.
So how come every time when we order a pizza,
I didn't order it. My mom ordered it.
I know, but every time we order a pizza, I say put it on the chair in front of the gate, and instead of they go knock, they put it
I
on the
understand.
door and knock.
Yeah. And so I went and checked on my phone. It's already delivered 7 minutes ago. My dad's like, where's the pizza? He just texted me now. I'm like, no, it's already there. Well, I told them to knock.
Yeah.
Like, no, I put it on things like,
Yeah,
knock.
they
But for some reason
Domino's,
they did. No, this is Pizza Hut.
Domino's has been slipping. I guess Pizza Hut's slipping a bit too. Okay. I'm glad we got to shit on some pizza franchises.
I was like, literally, like, texting my dad about,
Alright.
like, let's get pizza.
I'll give those texts a pass. All right, this weekend was it? Today's Thursday, so Saturday, 2 days from now, Fight Island UFC 251, a triple title fight header. Some exciting fights.
Fuck yeah, I can't wait. This is gonna be a really good main card for sure.
So-
even the prelims is but that main card is something else.
We got Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal as the main event. Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski as co-main. Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo for the bantamweight belt. Then on the main event, we also have Paige Van Zandt opening up against, was it Amanda Ribas, I believe?
Yeah.
Yes. And well, hasn't been confirmed, but I would definitely say for the, what was it, strawweight? Yeah. Strawweight #1 contender status, Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas. The rematch, number dos.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Just our general thoughts. How fucking good is Fight Island?
Like, I think that Rose fight's gonna be something else. I think Rose got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. I think it goes to the finish. I don't think.
So it goes to decision?
Yeah, no decision. I can't believe I just said finish.
It goes to finish. What does that mean?
Well, let me explain.
Please don't.
No.
We don't have time. But yeah, so just our general thoughts on the card. What do you think? How good is this card?
On a scale of 1 to 100, it's an 89.
Right. B.
Well, I personally feel like, given what other fights we know are happening at Fight Island, I think they might have jam-packed a little too much into the first Fight Island thing, and the rest of Fight Island is going to feel kind of lackluster.
I don't know. I think there's some good fights coming up still. But to me, like, this main card, great, but it really does kind of fall off a little bit in the prelims. But, I mean, you can't be too picky during a global pandemic. We're going to go through and say who our non-title fight is our most excited fight on the list. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. If you're not fighting for a belt, you're fucking worthless. That's all that matters. Belts are all that matters.
You fucking bitch. You just wanted to do the joke. That's
Oh
all you
my
did. You
God.
could have waited. to make the stupid fucking joke. All right, Kelvin.
I want the Leonardo versus Roman fight.
The guys you didn't know who they were before you looked on the UFC schedule.
Well, I was looking at it. I was really looking around on the prelims. I wanted to pick a prelim fight. And I did a little bit of research. I didn't know those two fighters at all. The first time I knew them. And I was just happy that the one guy was undefeated is 10-0. And I've always loved it when there's somebody fighting that's undefeated. And I always root for them. Because I think he's going to be the next guy that could possibly take on Khabib and take Khabib's title.
You're out of your fucking mind.
That's my conclusion.
Alright. My fight, I'm going to probably butcher the other guy's last name, but Volkan Ozdemir. It's in the prelim showcase, light heavyweight bout. Volkan Ozdemir fighting, I believe it's Jerry Prochazka. I've never seen him fight, but he's the rising light heavyweight champ. So if he goes in and like outclasses Ozdemir, we have a new contender at light heavyweight. If Ozdemir wins, like, hey, he just beat a champion in another promotion. So it's always going to be a little fun with those types of fights.
Yeah. Well, it's always fun having like champions and other promotions come in and do that. It's always kind of interesting to see how the other promotions doing with their talent too. Kind of like Ben Askren. Didn't work out too well.
Poor Ben.
Well, he was a champion in Bellator, right?
He was Bellator and then won.
He was one. Okay.
He was one in Bellator.
At the same time?
No.
Okay, I was like, how the
Obviously
fuck
not.
would that happen?
He,
Okay.
left. He retired, then came back and won.
Okay.
And then it was the champion. I think he vacated it, and then they switched. Or he retired and they traded, whatever.
Yeah.
He just got unlucky. I think he's a great fighter.
Yeah, oh, he fucking absolutely is a great fighter. It's just UFC is a kind of different level. He had the bad hip. He was way past his prime.
Yeah.
And he, like, first fight's Robbie Lawler. I believe that was a fair fight. He won. But it was controversial. I won't say it wasn't controversial, but I do believe it was fair. The second fight been against Jorge Masvidal. I mean, 1 in a million shot. Fucking Jorge Masvidal landed it. I'm not trying to say it was a lucky shot. Jorge planned it. He trained it. He did everything right to get that. The way he cuts the angle, the way he baited him with the hands behind the back has been broken down so many times. But it was still a 1 in a million shot. And then he lost to Damian Maia, but like that's what happens when you go against one of the best submission fighters, not just in the UFC but in grappling. So it's like Damian Maia, Robbie Lawler, Jorge Masvidal are all top level guys.
The Damian Maia fight was great.
Yeah, I watched that in a car.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I was with my parents and we were driving to see my grandparents. I was in the back seat. I'm like, I gotta watch this fucking card. I'm like, shut up. I'm watching one fight. It should only be like 25 minutes. Actually, I don't even know if that was the main event on that card. Was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was?
Yeah.
Alright. Might have only been 15.
Because it wasn't a pay-per-view thing.
It wasn't a
fight.
pay-per-view.
No, it was like a fight night.
Yeah.
At fucking 10 a.m.
God, that was awful.
Alright, now let's go back into my game.
You call it a game, I call it a
Topic. Well, it's a topic, but it's a fun little game. So, we have, like I said, I'm going to re-say it, because I don't think I'm going to cut it out in editing. But, we're going to take our title fight fighters. Kamaru Usman, Jorge Masvidal, Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway, Petr Yan, and Jose Aldo. We're going to say, okay, each one of them wins and each one of them loses. What fighter do you want them to see fight next? Whether they win or lose. And we're going to do it for both. Let's start, who do we want to start with? Let's work our way up if that's alright. So let's start with Jose Aldo. Mr. K, how about you start us off? If he wins, who do you want Jose Aldo to fight next? Did you not do your research?
Marlon.
The rematch.
If he
with Marlon?
wins, yeah, I want a rematch with Marlon. Well, that wasn't that the last fight.
Yeah, Jose Aldo's last fight was against Marlon Moraes.
Yeah,
it's when he had the really good decision with, really good fight with, and then he lost a very close decision.
Yeah, that he did. A lot of people seem to think Jose
I thought Aldo did enough to win, but I don't argue I don't think he was robbed.
No,
it
he
was
wasn't
a
robbed.
razor close decision, and it was fair either way. But that is in the past.
I think
He's here
that's
fighting for the
something
belt. So
us too, but all MMA fans need to kind of work on our rhetoric with that. Whenever there's a close fight and the guy we think wins, like we say, "Oh, it's a robbery." It's like, it wasn't a robbery. It was a close fight. Like, even like the Dominic Reyes fight with John Jones. Like, I do believe Dominic Reyes won, but I'm not going to say he was robbed. Like, it was a close fight. John Jones is best light heavyweight of all time. Arguably the best of all time. Hard to argue it.
You want me to pick the losing one too?
Yeah, let's go into that. If Jose Aldo loses, who would you like him to
The
fight?
best footwork guy. Bantamweight.
You taking my pick?
No, I really truly like that's like that.
I told you the pick and you liked it that much? Yeah. Go ahead,
like,
say
you
his
can't
name.
argue it. Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, well,
it makes so much sense.
Yeah, you too.
Yep.
You can't
Everyone took my pick.
It makes,
it's a great pick.
It makes so much sense for it to happen.
Jose Aldo, Dominic Cruz.
I couldn't write. I want Jose Aldo's next fight to be retirement. Okay.
Yeah, I put retirement at first. I'm like, you know what? Jose Aldo loses. He wants to stick around one more fight. Give him Dominic Cruz. Give him your right favor. Let's have these legends fight each other.
Also, a big legend fight would be great for.
I'm fine with legend fights when they're both older legends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with that kind.
But they're not 55.
Yeah, and they're not out. But like,
it's not like the Iceman fighting.
Yeah, but like, it's like if Tito and Vanderlei Silva wanted to fight each other, it's kind of like,
Boxing's a little bit different, though. I think.
Sure. Holyfield shouldn't be, but like Mike Tyson, Holyfield, when they were saying that, I'm like, or even the Cannon, Shannon Briggs.
Yeah.
Let's go, champ. But
that'll be a
champ
it'd still be a scary. It's still scary for guys that age. But it's like, you know what? They are in the same age class.
Well, Shannon Briggs fought
Yeah.
professionally 1 or 2 years ago and absolutely annihilated that
2015.
kid. 2015.
But yeah, I don't want to get too into the boxing, but it's like they're in the same age range. It's not like BJ Penn taking on Ryan Hall or Yair Rodriguez. It's like it's not defeating the old to the young, which is what I love about the UFC. But sometimes it's hard to watch.
Is there a reason why they didn't give Sterling to fight? Sterling injured?
No.
They
Because
gave Jose
they
Aldo the
shit on him.
fight because that's who Henry Cejudo wanted,
Yeah.
and then Cejudo retired.
Okay. What
And
about...
I'll be honest. I don't know how Peter Yan skated above Corey Sandhagen and Aljamain Sterling.
Okay, because I thought the same thing, but I thought I was missing
a race
something.
between all three of them,
Yeah.
and they were all like neck and neck.
I know, but they're all neck and neck. I think
And
Sterling
then Sterling and Sandhagen had the fights.
Yeah, I
while
understand
they
that.
were
I'm
in
talking
Vegas,
about before that, though. Because Jan was booked before that fight was booked. Or Jan who said, like, he's having the title. It's Jan and somebody. I never really agreed with Jan being put above Sterling. I thought it was Sterling's place, but then again, he did lose to Marlon. But I guess that win over Faber did enough for Jan to push him forward. Maybe it's a marketing thing. They're trying to tap into the Russian market still. Since Khabib.
I mean, I definitely think it was a timing thing because
I
the
can see
Faber
it.
Jan fight happened,
Yeah.
and then the Cejudo fight against Cruz happened,
Yeah.
and then Cejudo was in talks to wanting to fight Aldo.
Yeah, I know.
Then he retired, and then by the time he retired, the Sterling and
Yeah,
Sandhagen fights
what
got
I'm
booked, so they had
saying
to
is-
just book somebody else.
What I'm saying is, Sterling should have had the fight with Aldo. Honestly, Aldo shouldn't be there. It should be Sterling and Jan. But I don't want to shit on Jan. He's a great fighter. I'm excited for the fight, but I don't think he should have been put above Sterling because Sterling was waiting, and then it wasn't going to be given to him. So he took another fight, and then it gets title fights. Like, oh, we need someone. Well, we already booked a fight. Well, dude, I'm the fucking number 2 guy. You you make either my fight against Corey Sandhagen the title fight, or you say, sorry, Corey Sandhagen, you fight Jose Aldo or Peter Yan. I want to fight for the belt. Fuck you. But, yeah. So, what about you for Jose Aldo?
Well-
Win-loss, who?
Well, like we already said,
Oh, yeah,
our
Dominic
loss
Cruz.
is Dominic Cruz, but
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. We were talking about AJ Aljamain Sterling. If Jose Aldo wins, Sterling's got next shot.
Yeah. I think that's confirmed anyways. Dana has said, but Dana... Not shit on, but if the market changes, he's going to change what he's selling.
Yep.
If Sean O'Malley gets the fight of Garbrandt, knocks him out, Sean O'Malley's getting a title fight. Even though Dana says that he doesn't want the Sean O'Malley-Garbrandt fight, but still. I'm actually the same with you. I'm not going to waste any more time with Mr. Aldo. No disrespect, but if he loses Dominic Cruz, I think that's a fun fight. If he does win, which I think he has a great chance of doing, he should fight the number one contender at bantamweight, Aljamain Sterling.
Well, the number one contender is Marlon Moraes.
Yeah, but he lost, so he's no longer number one. He's number one ranked. He's not the number one contender. Blame the UFC rankings. All right, let's get into the other side of that. If Peter Yan wins, who do we want him to fight? I'll just go ahead and start. If Peter Yan wins, I want him fighting Sterling. It's kind of the same way.
Yeah, same here. Sterling.
So we all agree on that.
I think Sterling just gets the next title.
Yeah, no matter who wins between these two, Sterling has next shot.
I don't even think that it's like he deserves it to. I also want to see it.
Be very fun.
Yan, Sterling, I think that's a fun fight. I think Sterling chokes out Yan, too. Let's get into the losses, though. Mr. K, if Aljamain Sterling loses, or not Aljamain Sterling, I'm sorry. Peter Yan loses, who do you want to see him fight?
No love.
Garbrandt?
Yeah.
Ooh!
That's fine. I don't think that's a good fight for Garbrandt, though, since he's coming off a loss.
Garbrandt just won.
Yeah, but Yan be coming off a loss.
Yeah, but Jan's ranked.
But it's a title loss, but he did lose to a 6th ranked guy.
Yeah.
Which is weird for a title fight, but I don't know.
I think if Jose Aldo wins, you book it against Garbrandt, but... Even though I said Sterling, I think that's what Garbrandt should try, like, hey, I want to fight the title or Sterling. That's who Garbrandt should be saying. Or Marlon, even though Marlon's coming off a loss. But that doesn't matter.
Is Marlon coming off a loss?
Marlon beat Aldo, but, it messes me up.
It's a weird title one.
It messes me up when the guy that lost is getting the title fight.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to pass out beers. Sorry for the break in the action. Well,
I'll just go ahead and say mine. I also put Cody Garbrandt down for Peter Yan's loss.
I think if Peter Yan loses, I want him to fight Corey Sandhagen. I think that's the fight. I want to give Corey Sandhagen, get him right back in there. And I think that'd be a fun fight. Once again, it's kind of between the top guys. It kind of gives it like Peter Yan, Corey Sandhagen, if they fight, it gives them one of the guys a chance to kind of get right back into the title conversation, and the other guys would slide down. I think that's kind of the fun, classic way to do it.
That was why that's why I didn't put Sandhagen. Because he's already in the conversation. He was already in that conversation. And Peter Yan's got a little bit of the thunder right now. After the beating of Faber. So I figured if he lost, he'd probably lose some of that thunder, but he'd still have some serious thunder, and Cody could probably go with taking some of that thunder.
Yeah.
MMA. So this is more about I want to see Cody continue moving up more than I care about Peter Yan, but that's
all right. That's fair. MMA is the sport of catching thunder. I love that saying. I don't know who said it. I feel like I came up with it, but I'm sure I heard that somewhere first.
Probably did.
Probably Uncle Chael said that sometime years ago. All right, let's get into the co-main event. Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski. If Max Holloway loses, who would you like to see him fight, Mr. K?
If he loses?
Yeah.
I would love to see him fight Zombie. Like, I didn't even know you picked that.
He cheated on me. He looked at my homework.
No, that'd just be a fun fight to watch because I think Zombie has a lot of backing with fans coming up. And I think Dana White would love to book that. But in general, I would love to see that fight.
Yeah, Zombie's definitely a fan favorite. He's kind of been calling for the title shot. Just the thing, Alexander and Max, I'd say, yeah, that's fine, running the rematch back. There's also Yair and Zabit up there. Calvin Kattar's on the surge. Ortega's never out of the conversation.
Ortega's still been waiting to come back from injuries.
But yeah, I do think Korean Zombie. I guess he is one of the top title contenders right now too. I know before.
Even if he wins, you could almost do Korean Zombie too.
Yeah. Going into that, actually, I'm just gonna go with my pick since I already said Zombie. If Max Holloway wins, I want him to fight
Really?
Alexander Volkanovski.
Okay.
Can Vulcan even
Explain
make
this one to me.
Vulcan Ozdemir. I think Max Holloway finally stops cutting weight. He shows up looking like the Super Samoan Mark Hunt and fucks Vulcan Ozdemir.
Time for me to leave.
Anyways, no. Yeah, I think if Max wins, I want the trilogy of him and Volkanovski. I think that's easy. And if he loses, obviously I want Zombie. What about you guys?
Well, much like you, I that is my Max Holloway winning and Alex losing scenario. Is I want to see him run it back third time and just close that one out, close that book, just get that one done and over with.
Well, no, I think that makes sense to do a trilogy. I'm for that, but I'm just not gonna pick that. I'm gonna pick Zabit.
If Holloway wins, that's a fun fight. I know people have been wanting that fight for a while too.
Yeah.
I do think Holloway beats Zabit.
I'm so for trilogies, but I always want one fight in between a trilogy.
I don't know about that. Maybe, yeah, I can see it, but
I understand if the guy was a champion and lost and he gets the rematch.
Yeah.
But if it's a trilogy, just have one.
I think it depends on the
I mean,
fight.
that's why this trilogy would make sense because Max lost to Volk.
Yeah.
To Alex.
Well, he's saying
Alex lost him again.
each one of them have another fight.
Yeah, just
I think, in
one
my opinion, it depends. If one of the guys gets finished in the second fight, yeah, give it time. But if it's another close decision, run it back.
Decision, yeah,
time.
I agree with
and
that.
I do think this will be another close decision. I don't see either one stopping the other.
It'll be interesting based on what both of them have been saying.
You say Zabit if Holloway wins. You say
Alex.
Wins. Who do you want Max fight if he loses?
Max loses. This leads in my Max losing pick leads into my explanation for who I chose for Alex winning. But I want to see Max fight Brian Ortega again if he loses.
The rematch, that would be. I can't wait. I feel like that's a fight that has to happen. Max Ortega too.
That is a.
I like how I say Max right. Holloway Ortega too.
That was a firework fight, even though Holloway just kind of pieced Ortega up the entire fight.
Yep. Okay, so we went through Holloway. We went through a lot of Volkanovski's picks. Through that. So I'm just gonna go through that really quick. If Volkanovski loses, I want him to fight Holloway. But if Volkanovski wins, kind of going on your thing, I want Volkanovski to fight Brian Ortega. Sorry, Jan. Oh, not Jan. Shit. Sorry, Zombie. Sorry, Zabit. Sorry, Yair. I think Ortega I feel like he's a step above the rest.
Yep. That is a very good statement. However, that now leads into my Alex winning scenario. Like I said earlier, if Alex loses, I want to see Max Holloway again. I want to see the trilogy fight for that. But if Alex wins, if he beats Max Holloway on Saturday, I actually want to see him fight Zabit, because when I was looking at the list, I almost put Brian Ortega as who I'd want to see him fight next, but then I thought about it and I was like, well, Brian's been out for a while. Zabit, Zombie, and Yair have been making waves while Brian's been gone. I kind of want to see Brian fight somebody else and really earn that spot that he has up there again. As much as I love Brian, I want to see him. I want to see him re-earn and reassert that he belongs all the way up there. So I want to see Alex fight Zabit.
Yeah. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but there's been a back and forth for a while now of Zombie and Ortega.
Ooh.
I know there was some shit talking between them.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to happen at the Christmas time fight.
Yeah. Well, I know there was something with, Zombie's translator said shit about Ortega. Ortega assaulted him or something.
Oh, God.
I don't remember all the details, but I remember there was hype building that's a great fight between them. And I heard this. I forget where. It's probably MMA On Point, Luke Thomas, DC and Ariel. I don't know where it was. Maybe Chael Sonnen. but it was, or maybe it was weighing in. I watch a lot of MMA podcasts, but it was, what is it? Like, fucking Brian Ortega sending Zombie like, just signed the contract, and fucking Zombie's like, I can't, you idiot! At my gym, like, I'm going through a pandemic over here. I can't sign the contract. It was just kind of funny, but that's an exciting fight. But Mr. K, who do you got for Alexander winning and losing? Because I don't know if you said your picks yet.
He did not, but
Alexander winning?
Yes.
it's almost like
Because I'm gonna throw a curveball.
Okay. Go ahead.
Leon Edwards
No.
is the
Okay.
unluckiest motherfucker.
No. Okay. So who do you want Alexander Volkanovski to fight if he wins? I'm not accepting that answer.
Cody.
Garbrandt.
Yeah.
Garbrandt's not in that division either. So this is featherweight.
it's almost
Do your fucking
like
homework,
he
man.
Didn't do his fucking homework.
You don't know. You don't care.
Well, you threw me off when you asked me.
How did I throw you off?
Like I
You
completely
knew.
forgot what I wanted to pick.
Did you write it down?
No,
Ugh.
Then you didn't do your
You
homework.
didn't do
he's the
your-
only one I didn't write down.
All right. Who do you want if he loses? Where do you not know?
I didn't write it down.
You can't think. You know what did it rhyme with?
What's the top 5 guys?
Max Hot. No.
Holloway, Ortega,
Yair.
Zabit,
Zombie.
Oh,
Zombie.
That's it. I want Yair
If he wins, or
if he
loses.
wins.
All right.
He
And
So
loses-
the lowest out of all of them.
Yeah, I know.
He is the
I really-
lowest
I
ranked
want-
out of all of
Yes.
them.
Oh, no, dude, they're having a third rank and a 6th rank going on that night for the champion fight. Okay.
Yeah, but the difference
That's
is
'cause
like
Cena
featherweight has
fucked
been.
shit up.
That's because, but the difference is featherweight's been in conversation between those three motherfuckers for at least a year now.
Yeah.
And the
It's
other
weird
one, I
how
want
Zombie
Zombie.
kind of wedged his way in there because he's always been a fan favorite, but for the longest time, you saw it from when they were both when Zabit was 15 and Yair was 15 and Zabit was unranked. You're saying, "Oh, we need Zabit and Yair to fight." And they're like, "Nah," and
Yeah, they just didn't.
and they just kept rising. Like they're hot all the way up their runs, and
Yeah,
people.
those two seemed like they were on a fucking collision course
Well,
and just
their
never.
managers did come out. One of the managers said, "Like, why would we book this fight when they're low level? Let them get both in the top 5, then we'll have them fight." And it's like, and I think that was the Beats manager that said, "It's like we know Yair's going to make the top 5. When we're both there, we'll have them fight. That way, it'll be a much bigger fight." So I'm like, no, I agree with it, but now it looks like, hey, it might have to happen in a title fight.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, it's.
Is like now we have to wait for all these other moving pieces.
And Ortega's always up there. Fucking Zombie. Zombie found a way to make his tear. It's like, nah, I'm like, what the fuck do you guys think you're doing?
Planted my chair, bolted it to the ground. I'm right here. What's up?
And Ozdemir, or not Ozdemir, I'm gonna keep fucking that up now. Volkanovski snuck in there, kinda like he was dominant, but he kind of snuck in there. And like, cause I think so much hype were on the other 3. He's like, "Hey Max, let's fight," and then he beats Max Holloway.
Yep.
Woo! All right,
I'd like to take just a quick second to talk about Alexander the Great.
which one?
The only one
right?
worthy of the title.
Hernandez.
No.
The 3rd.
I am a big fan of Alex for choosing that name and actually living up to it.
All right.
That's all. Moving on. I digress.
What a great point.
That's a good one.
Listen, think about it. How many of them actually live up to calling themselves the Great?
Alexander Volkov. I think he's the great.
I don't think he is.
His name's Alexander. You know it's the great. But anyways, let's get into the main event. Jorge Masvidal, Kamaru Usman. Win or lose. Let's start with the champ, the welterweight champ, Kamaru Usman. If he wins, who would you like to see him fight next?
Well,
I think
wins?
we're on consensus on this one, right, Haven?
If he wins,
yes.
With I'm for Gilbert Burns.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the fight we need.
Well, yeah, he got rigged. Not rigged, but he got unlucky with the COVID thing.
But he also got super lucky with COVID.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns only got. I mean, he had
Gilbert
the
Burns
Maya
got
thing going
lucky
on
as hell.
already, but like with the Tyron fight, he was blessed. He was ready to go, and he was in the first fight during COVID, in Brazil before the UFC shut down. He finishes Damian Maia. He beats Tyron Woodley almost. You can say even worse than Kamaru Usman beat him. And then he gets the title fight. Like, he went from kind of a middle-of-the-road guy to a star.
Yep.
And nice guy, fun guy.
Yeah, guy who moved up from lightweight.
Yeah.
Just couldn't find any traction at lightweight. Moved on up to welterweight, and boom.
What is fun with it, though, is, I mean, it sucks that I lost the fight, but we got a better fight. Masvidal Usman's a better fight. I'm sorry.
It is 100% a better fight. It's going to be a much more interesting fight.
I think it was like it's the first time I've actually seen where like the replacement fight's better than the original.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's happened before, but
this is going to be an interesting fight because you and me agree on this about the kind of fight Kamaru Usman should fight.
oh,
but
Usman
Kamaru Usman's
ragdoll
got a
him.
chip on his shoulder, and
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to be fighting that kind of fight.
So who do you think? If he wins, who do you want him to fight?
You're the only one here who has not said Gilbert Burns, so...
Oh, no, you guys all said Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, you want Gilbert Burns too?
Oh, yeah, he got unlucky. Well, not lucky, but the COVID thing.
Yeah. All right,
He caught some luck and caught some bad luck.
So now let's go to the morning show. If Kamaru Usman loses, who do you want him to fight?
I don't want to go last. Mine will be a little controversial.
Who do I want him to fight?
Yeah, if
You think he'd just go to rank 1, right? Or would he go to rank?
He would drop to rank 1.
Okay. Or Leon.
Leon?
Because I would hope Leon wins, and I want Leon to be 1. I think then Leon would definitely get the title shot.
All right, I can see that. It's weird because at first I think, okay, if Usman loses, he's going to get our immediate rematch. But it's Jorge Masvidal, so I don't know if he does get an immediate rematch because Jorge has a lot more options.
Jorge's got a lot
So
of options.
if I want to say like what's the best fight for Kamaru Usman if he loses, I think it's the rematch with Colby Covington. If he can put on another fight like that, maybe actually throw in more wrestling this time, and it finish Colby or even beat him in decision. If he gets a second win over Colby, I think it's like, yeah, Kamaru Usman's not going anywhere. It's kind of going to be like a... I feel like it might be almost how like Tony Ferguson was with lightweight for a while. It's just like, yeah, you're a good fight, you're a top guy, but there's still this guy above you he is the ceiling, and then the champ is standing on the roof.
That's a good way of putting
I think that's the best way I can say that. So yeah, I would love if Usman wins, give it to Burns. He deserves it, and also I think it's a fun fight. I think they're ready to fight each other.
They're very ready.
And then, not that there's bad blood, and if he loses Covington, what do you guys think?
Yeah, those are some nice, clean, fair picks.
Little vanilla. Oh yeah, wait. You want to go last? Kel, what were your picks for Usman? I know if you said if he wins, you want Burns. Well, who do you want if he loses?
Oh, Leon.
Oh, Leon. Sorry, my bad. I forgot. This is a terrible pick. Just kidding.
All
All
right,
right,
a
David.
conservative pick.
All right. Well, like I said earlier, me and Derek over here, we agree. Kamaru Usman wins. Give it to Burns. That'll be a fun one. They looked ready to fight, and he questionably earned it. You know, circumstances given, definitely earned the shot. However, if Kamaru Usman loses, I do agree that the best fight for Kamaru Usman is Colby Covington. The fight I want to see him fight Tyron Woodley. And here's why.
Sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Now, I'd like to see him fight Tyron Woodley for a couple of reasons.
Okay, Tyron in the picture.
Tyron, even though he just lost to Gilbert Burns, is still in the top 5 of the welterweights, for one. And secondly, it goes along the lines of cementing his place. And while Colby cements his place right there. If he slams the door shut on Tyron's opportunities of getting back up there to make a title shot, that kind of does similar to like what's going on in Light, where you've got the top 5 guys, this huge gap, the rest of the guys. And it kind of secures just who he's got to keep his eye on, who he's got to
I see that. I agree with what you're saying.
Probably the most fun one.
Jorge Masvidal, the BMF champ. Next fight for his win and loss. If he loses, who should he fight? Mr. K, go ahead.
If he loses? I'd love to see. I thought I had a sneeze. Either the DS fight run back again.
If he loses.
Yeah.
Alright.
DS fight run back.
Masvidal Diaz too.
That was a very interesting one, and
I wasn't good with that, but
that's my pick.
Yeah.
If Masvidal loses, I want the Diaz fight.
And that thought crossed my mind as a Diaz fan. That fight did cross my mind. However, I have another rematch I'd like to see run back instead.
Who's that?
I'd like to see him have his rematch with Michael Chiesa.
Oh yeah,
They fought 7 years ago.
Yeah, they fought way back at lightweight. I thought you were going to say Wonder Boy. Because I
I
know he's been talking about Wonder Boy. But
Wonder
yeah,
Boy's up there too.
I'd like to-
Chiesa's a fun fight, especially now that at welterweight, because Chiesa looked huge.
Yeah, he did.
Chiesa looked as big as Usman.
Oh yeah, he did. I think that'd be a very, very fun fight to run back.
Yeah, I like that fight. I'm glad I actually didn't get to see your pick. I didn't check your pick on that. I was going to say didn't get to see it, but you saw. I just never looked at the text. All right, now let's get fun. If Jorge Masvidal wins, who should he fight next? As not only the BMF champion, but the welterweight champion.
I'll go ahead and I'll just go ahead and get mine out of the way. I feel bad for Gilbert Burns, so I just kind of put Gilbert Burns down again. There's a bunch of good, reasonable choices that you could put almost anyone except for really Tyron on that spot, and it wouldn't really change. I just feel bad for Gilbert Burns. He got a little unlucky.
Fair enough. Mr. K.
Either Colby Covington or Conor McGregor.
I knew Conor was going to find his way somewhere on this list.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
Surprised it took. Colby Covington.
No, I think Dana could get the Conor Jorge fight for title.
Yeah, he could definitely get it, but it shouldn't.
No, it 100% should not.
Yeah, but
100% should not.
I mean,
but I could see it happening.
that's one.
I think Conor does have somewhat of a chance to beat Jorge.
Yeah, I think he has a better chance of being Jorge than he does Usman.
Correct.
I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it actually depends how much better Conor's takedown defense got. Because if he can kind of stop a few of Usman's takedowns in the early rounds, he might be able to. Because here's the thing, Masvidal's probably a better boxer than Conor. That maybe not a better striker, but a better boxer.
That was a lot of talk coming from you.
How likely do you think Jorge has in this fight? I think he has a good chance.
Against Usman?
Yeah. I think he's on such short notice.
I think it's a true 50-50.
Because I think it's really...
Well, remember, he hasn't stopped training.
Yeah.
Because he was training way before the Gilbert Burns fight was announced.
Yeah.
Because he's like, it was my fight. And he's like, well, in case something happens, I'm going to keep training. He was in a camp, kind of.
Yeah.
And Usman was training for Masvidal before the Burns stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's... actually, I'm going to get in his training with our next topic, which go a little quick. But Conor McGregor, I don't agree with. But Colby Covington, I think he can make that fight. I think it would sell enough.
Well, I think that'd be such a fun fight to
on
watch,
merit.
It's
It's
behind
not.
the scenes.
Yeah, I think on merit it's fair enough. Colby's high enough. He put a great fight against Usman. I think if you wanted to give him a fight of someone he has beef with, like Masvidal, yeah, it's a little bit showmanship, but I do think it's also meritocratically a fair fight.
I'd pick Burns.
Burns is hard to pick against.
I would pick him, but I wanted to throw Colby in there.
Yeah.
Because I really could. I'd love to see that.
I think we're at a consensus where Gilbert Burns, If
I don't
not
wanna
a
pick
title
Jordan.
fight, give him the co-main of a pay-per-view against like a top guy,
Yeah.
or give him a fight night against a top guy if he's not getting the title fight next.
Yeah.
I think we can all kind of agree on that for him, but that is not my pick. For if Masvidal wins, the guy I want him to fight is Mr. Leon Edwards. And I just think Leon deserves it, and you can also. So I think meritocratically, I think it's a better case than Colby for Leon, and even Burns meritocratically. Yeah, Burns kind of like he had it, but Leon should have had it. Leon should have had the Tyron fight that Gilbert Burns got.
Yep.
So I think it should go to Leon. There's also the 3-piece in the soda incident. There's already a story.
I mean, that
Between
to
the
be
two.
fair, is why I say basically anybody on that
Yeah.
list is okay, because Masvidal's got problems with everybody.
But yeah,
There's a reason to BMF.
that's a fun game. We should do this game again on some more cards, but let's maybe do it not the three fights, because it does run a little long. But I do like to do this. I love matchmaking. It's probably my fun.
Maybe we should do this with fights that are further out, right? Like
Yeah, maybe.
with like some of the upcoming fights.
Yeah, we might do that. We'll see. But last topic, and we might bullshit after this because we got a good flow going right now. Habib. The last topic, simply titled Habib and Dustin.
It's not Dustin.
I
but,
know.
you
I misdid it on the paper. But can we talk about Habib and Dustin really quick? Can we see that rematch?
No.
I mean, like, but,
Dustin?
Yeah. Can Dustin fill in for Gaethje if Gaethje can't make it?
Sure. I mean, I'm completely okay with that, but
Give Dustin our chance. Anyways, okay, Habib and Justin. Gaethje, Nurmagomedov. The champ versus the interim champ. Just, let's take a second and think what a great fucking fight that is. I know it's far out, but I just wanted to talk about it.
it is very far out. It is not in the foreseeable future anymore.
Yeah, you might have heard, Kelvin, I'm not sure. I know me and Jacob talked about it. Habib's father passed away from COVID complications. Obviously, thoughts and prayers go out to them. He was, not just for Habib, but for all those Russian fighter guys from Dagestan. He was just a father figure and coach to all of them. A great person for all of them. So it's a sad, not just in the fight community, but just sad overall. But it might sound a little bit cold, but you know it's going to affect Habib hard. And so I guess the first thing I want to talk about with that is like, when will this fight happen? Do you think it still happens roughly in September when they're thinking, or do you think Khabib takes some time off?
I don't know.
I mean,
I've been thinking about this pretty long and pretty hard, and I have a feeling that the UFC will probably give Khabib some time to just grieve. I don't see it happening in September, but given the fact that all Khabib can do with all that's going on is grieve,
yeah.
I think he may be able to get himself into a good enough headspace to where they'll do it end of this year, start of next year.
All right, yeah. I see that. What do you think, Kel?
Said by end of September.
Do you think he fights by September?
Yeah, because that is when it is
That's
currently
it's
talked
like
about
September,
happening.
October is when they're predicting that fight to happen. I think the other question is well, what did I write down? Sorry, I know that's a little unprofessional. Yeah.
When will it happen?
Yeah. No. Right.
And then the post it happening.
Yeah, it's kind of more of a thing. It's like, so will he take a break? I'm not sure. I think my opinion on it is I think the UFC, I don't know if they have or haven't or anything like that, but I think they should reach out and just like, hey, take the time you need. We're not going to strip you. Gaethje can defend the interim belt a few times.
Yeah, they've done it before.
Like, they've done it, Barao, when Dominic Cruz was out for all that time. Barao did they did eventually strip Cruz and make Barao the champ, but I think that's maybe what they should do. So let's say Khabib does take some time off, and Gaethje's going to defend the interim belt. Who do you want him to defend against?
Well,
Just like the first name would come to mind. Who would you like?
Dustin Poirier.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like, I want to say Ferguson, but...
I don't want to see the Ferguson-Gaethje fight
but
again.
I'll say Poirier right now.
I'd like to see the Poirier-Ferguson fight, but I really don't have
Now, the
You think
second
Conor
mind,
would be all over that, or no?
I think
Conor's the
going
second
for
mind
it.
to come to mind, though.
I want to see Conor... I mean... I want to see Conor fight someone.
Conor needs to fight somebody.
I want to see him fight a middle-of-the-road... I almost want him to fight a middle-of-the-road guy just to kind of remind people how good Conor actually is. Because it's like... I guess he kind of did that... I hate to say it, kind of did that with Cowboy, but... Like, actually, I mean... Here, the best middle-ranked guy, I would say... Okay, so you know, like, the middle rank of lightweight, the two top guys would be Dan Hooker and Alex Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're just... I would say they're right below that fucking... God tier status. Like Dan Hooker, Alex Oliveira. I'd love to see Conor versus either one of those guys and see how, like,
So you
does
wanna see
Conor struggle against those guys? Because
So you want to see number 4 Conor McGregor versus number 5 or number 6?
yeah,
Is what you're saying.
pretty much. I want to have him fight someone lower than him.
Hall of Famers is top 5.
Yeah.
I ain't lying, it's just, you know...
Yep. All.
Well, they're all. So, I mean, Conor, Tony. Okay, Conor, Tony, Khabib, Gaethje,
If Gaethje pulls a win
and
off
Poirier
now-
are all champions.
Yeah.
They have all had belts at one point or another.
Yep. That is insane
Think
to
of that.
think about.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And one of them had 2.
Conor's won 3 championships. The interim, the featherweight, the interim featherweight, and the lightweight. Gaethje won. Gaethje's the WSL World Series of Fighting, now PFL. He was PFL champ, and then now he's the interim champ. Poirier became an interim champ. Tony Ferguson was interim champ. Khabib, I think, got an interim and the lightweight champ. He might, I don't know about the interim. He might not have gotten that. But I think
it was. I think when he fought Ike went before. I think it was the interim.
I think that was the official though.
I think it became the official like right after because.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Well, Conor was gone for a minute, Aaron.
Yeah, well, because Conor was the champ. I think that was after they stripped him because Tony was interim champ while Conor was champ, and then Tony got stripped. And I think, and they stripped Conor, they stripped Tony pretty much at around the same time, I believe, and they made it Khabib. It was going to be Khabib Tony. Yeah, because that was what I think that's what happened. It was going to be Khabib Tony, and then they stripped Tony because it was going because he went
that fight
toward the
happen?
knee or something like that. It was going to be a long recovery or something like
You think that
that.
fight will ever happen?
Nope.
No,
That was
I don't think it happens anymore.
Yeah, because by the time it even pops into conversation again, Khabib's
Khabib's
gonna retire.
retiring in the next 3 fights, I say at least.
Khabib's last
And-
one. If Khabib wins 2 more fights, and if Tony's still around, you think they can try it again or no?
Well, it depends what Tony's going to do. I mean, it's not like he just lost to Justin Gaethje. He got dominated by Justin Gaethje.
Yep. So you really gotta.
So it's kind of one of those things. You get dominated by the guy. It depends. Imagine if Khabib dominates Gaethje.
Yeah.
Like just completely outclasses Gaethje. Like Poirier put a better fight against Gaethje, or Poirier put a better fight against Khabib than Gaethje did. Tony Ferguson's not getting the fight.
Oh, not a chance in hell.
What to end it out on? Fuck Kahlua.
Broke my goddamn laptop.
Well, I didn't. Kinda. It
to
did.
be honest, when that hit the ground, I saw a spark.
Oh no, I'm sure.
That is.
I see sparks when I just plug it in though. So you can't kill a
All right.
Lenovo.
All right, everybody, let's start a GoFundMe. Get Derek a new laptop. Let's get him a 2018 laptop.
I think it's like Windows 7. I think I'm running Windows 7 on here. It's like this isn't supported anymore. I'm like, oh shit. I guess I need
I
to
do not
update
get
it.
Windows updates anymore.
Yeah. All right, Kelb, how about you sign us off? How does the Mocking Kelp sign off a podcast?
Well, when there's no AC, I just turn the AC on, and that's the sign off for this podcast. Guys, Jacob, do the honors.
Alright. We'll see y'all later.
That's it. Love y'all.